My friend Catherine had a heart attack. She is 57 years old, normal weight, non-smoker. So this is not a person that you would typically expect that would have a heart attack or have a significant health issue like that. But the year prior to this heart attack, Catherine is a university professor. She was teaching, obviously. She was supervising 12 grad students. She was doing her own research. Plus, she was doing all the work that's necessary to prepare for a promotion. And so in the course of doing all that work, over the course of the year, she was going to bed about 4, getting up at 8 and going back to the office and trying to keep ahead of all of this work. You may be familiar with having a workload like that. So she's obviously sleep deprived for a very long period of time. She's going to the office, and now she's sleep deprived and she's tired. So what is she doing all day long? Drinking coffee and espresso all day long. Okay. So a very successful woman at the height of her career, and she ends up with a heart attack and having stents put in. Unfortunately, what my friend didn't know was it's one thing to miss a night or two of sleep. It's quite another to be sleep deprived to that extent over a long period of time. Because when you are sleeping, your immune system gets supported, and when you don't sleep, your immune system suffers. It obviously can't work the way it's supposed to work. And you also, when you're sleep deprived, have a much greater risk of inflammation. And inflammation affects lots of parts of the body. Michelle's a health practitioner. She can tell you much more than I know about inflammation and how inflammation works in the body. But inflammation now is being thought to be one of the sort of the underlying causes of a lot of different issues: heart disease, cancer, lots of other kinds of things. So here you have my friend who, over a long period of time, because of sleep deprivation, is not only very tired, whose immune system is suffering, has much higher, greater inflammation in the body, and all that inflammation showed up not as high blood pressure and cholesterol and everything else, but as blockages and inflammation in the heart. And so she had a heart attack. And now, 6 weeks after the heart attack, she can quite readily stand back and say, oh my goodness, I guess I got literally a very rude wake-up call. And so now she's being consistent about her bedtime. She goes to bed at midnight, gets up at 9, she's off work, but she is really trying to get that sleep under control. Now, someone else that you may be more familiar with, a name that you would know, is Arianna Huffington. You know that name of Huffington Post? So Arianna, running a big corporation and being a successful business person the way that she is, running Huffington Post, which she no longer does, but at the time, 7 or 8 years ago, she was sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night because, of course, she's a very busy executive. A lot of responsibility. Sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night for a very long period of time. The result of which was, one morning, she gets to her office, smacks her head on her desk, falls over in a pool of blood on her floor, which is where they find her. It took literally that smack in the head for her to realize that, she's not on the best path to health either. The result of that smack of the head is now Arianna Huffington is a big international sleep evangelist. She has just written a book about sleep. So she's gathered lots of data. She's not a sleep researcher or physician or anything, but she is a citizen for whom that message hit home. I need to get some sleep. And so now she regularly gets between 7 and 8 hours of sleep and is finding that, surprise, surprise, something that seems counterintuitive, she is actually much more productive than she had been with the 4 or 5 hours. Because just giving time to something doesn't mean that you have the energy, because sleep refreshes your energy. And so now she has much more energy. She's able to do in a more regular time frame everything that she had done before, but she is healthier, she gets better sleep. So those are 2 examples of very successful women, and being in a room full of successful women, I know that you are under those same kinds of pressures to be successful, to get a lot done, to prove how well you can do, to get ahead, to run your businesses. And what I don't want is for all of you to have the rude awakening that my friend had and that Ariana Huffington had. I don't want for you to end up with the heart attacks and the injuries that are common for people who are sleep deprived.